Hello, Royaltelly family, Chloe here, bringing you the latest from the royal world. For years, the British press has treated Kate Middleton as if she were the embodiment of royal perfection. They dubbed her Saint Kate, the silent, stoic, spotless wife. Never a hair out of place, never a headline that didn't flatter. But oh, how the winds have changed. Today, we're delving into what appears to be a brewing breakup, not just between Kate and Prince William, but between Kate and the very UK media machine that once protected her like a precious gem. What's at the heart of it all? A cancer story that seems to be more of a puzzle than a clear picture. It all kicked off with a last-minute cancellation at Royal Ascot. 10 minutes before she was due to make an appearance, Kate pulls out. No explanation, just gone. Then, a conveniently timed visit to a hospital garden to discuss, you guessed it, cancer. Now let's be clear. If Kate is genuinely battling cancer, she deserves privacy, compassion, and healing, without a doubt. But that's not what's at stake here. The issue is that the narrative keeps shifting. When you're a public figure representing a public institution, and let's not forget a future queen consort, the public deserves more than inconsistent breadcrumbs. First, it was abdominal surgery, then precancerous cells, then silence. Suddenly she's got breast cancer, then she's in remission, then she never had cancer, just surgery. The Mirror says one thing, the Times another, the palace is silent. Is this a royal cover-up or just a spectacular PR disaster? And it's not just the public asking questions. Even the once loyal British media is getting restless. Outlets that used to worship at the altar of Middleton are starting to print words like contradictions, distrust, and sympathy ploy. This isn't just a drip, it's a dam starting to crack. As the winds of change blow, we find ourselves asking, what is the real story behind this royal mystery? Let's delve into the heart of the matter, the cancer story that keeps changing. Initially, we were told Kate had undergone abdominal surgery. Then the narrative shifted to precancerous cells. Silence followed, only to be broken by the shocking news of breast cancer. Then we heard she was in remission. And then the bombshell that she never had cancer, but merely surgery. The story seems to twist and turn like a roller coaster, leaving the public in a state of confusion and concern. We're not just talking about a few stray rumors here. We have reputable sources like the Mirror and the Times, each singing a different tune. And the palace? Silent as a grave. In the absence of consistent, credible information, the public is left to decipher this puzzle, to connect the dots, to speculate. Is this a royal cover-up or a massive PR disaster? And let's not forget that Kate is not just a private citizen. She's a public figure, representing a public institution. She's a future queen consort. And with that comes a degree of accountability to the public. People deserve to know the truth, not be fed a series of inconsistent breadcrumbs. Even the British media, which once protected Kate like a crown jewel, is starting to question the narrative. Words like contradictions, distrust, and sympathy ploy are beginning to appear in print. This isn't just a drip, folks. It's a dam starting to crack. And what makes this even murkier is the pattern. Every time Kate cancels an event, every time the public asks, where is she? Boom, another cancer story drops. A hospital visit here, a vague quote about bravery there. But no direct answers, no timeline. Just enough emotional bait to swing the headlines back in her favor. With each contradiction, the question grows, are we witnessing a royal cover-up or a PR disaster? And what does this mean for the royal family and, more importantly, for the public's trust in them? It's a conundrum indeed. It's not just us. Even the once loyal British media is starting to question the narrative. The media landscape is changing, and not in favor of Kate Middleton. The same outlets that once hailed her as a paragon of royal virtue are now printing words like contradictions, distrust, and sympathy ploy. It's as if the dam of trust is starting to show cracks and the water of public sentiment is threatening to burst through. And why wouldn't it? The people deserve clarity and consistency, especially when it comes to public figures. But what they're getting is a seemingly endless stream of conflicting reports and suspiciously timed hospital visits. It's not just about a potential health issue anymore, it's about a trust issue. Remember, we're not just talking about a celebrity here. We're talking about a future queen consort, a representative of a public institution. When her story keeps changing, it's not just her credibility that takes a hit, it's the credibility of the monarchy itself. And that's a price too steep to pay for any amount of PR spin. What's more, this isn't just a drip of doubt, it's a dam starting to crack. The media's perception is shifting, and so is the public's. And with every new headline, every new contradiction, and every new distrust, the cracks in the dam are widening. And what happens when a dam breaks? The floodwaters rush out, sweeping away everything in its path. In this case, the floodwaters could very well be a deluge of public disapproval and media scrutiny, which could wash away the carefully curated image of Kate Middleton. But it's not just about Kate anymore. The media's shift in sentiment is indicative of a larger trend, a growing demand for transparency and authenticity. People are no longer content with carefully staged photo ops and pre-written sound bites. They want the truth. They want to see the real person behind the royal title. So what does this mean for Kate's royal image? Well, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the winds of change are blowing, and they're bringing with them a storm of questions that demand answers. With the dam of trust starting to crack, what could this mean for Kate's royal image? The answer to that question might just redefine the monarchy as we know it. And in the midst of all this, there seems to be another player on the field, Meghan Markle. Yes, the very same Meghan who, with her husband Harry, decided to step away from the royal life and carve out their own path. A path that, by the looks of it, is filled with passion, purpose, and a whole lot of positive energy. Just as Kate's health updates seem to be timed with a precision that would make a Swiss watchmaker jealous, Meghan's business moves seem to follow a similar pattern. Every time Kate is in the headlines, Meghan seems to make a move that sends the press into a frenzy. A new deal, a powerful speech, an Instagram post that radiates warmth and authenticity. It's almost as if there's a silent chess game being played, with the public and the press as unwitting spectators. But let's take a step back for a moment. Is it fair to suggest that Kate's health updates are a strategic play against Meghan's business moves? After all, they're two different women leading two very different lives. But when you consider the timing of it all, it's hard to ignore the possibility. Every time Meghan shines, there seems to be a move to divert the spotlight towards Kate. Every time Meghan makes a stride in her business, there's a sudden update about Kate's health. Are we looking at a mere coincidence? Or is it a calculated move to counter Meghan's positive press? Could it be that the royal family is using Kate's health as a way to draw attention away from Meghan's success? If that's the case, it's not just unfair to Kate, but also to Meghan and to the public who deserve transparency. But maybe it's all just a series of coincidences. Maybe, in the grand scheme of things, it's all just part of the royal life. A life that's always under the microscope, always in the headlines, a life that's as much about public perception as it is about personal choices. In the end, only time will tell what's really going on behind the palace walls. But one thing's for sure, the Meghan Markle factor can't be ignored. Is this a mere coincidence or a calculated move to counter Meghan's positive press? This situation raises questions about the sustainability of a royal brand built on silence, stoicism, and spin. As we delve deeper into this royal conundrum, we start to see the cracks in the facade. The silence that once shielded Kate from scrutiny is now raising eyebrows. The stoicism that was once lauded as noble restraint is now seen as a deliberate attempt to control the narrative. And the spin? It's becoming increasingly obvious and increasingly out of control. This raises a critical query. Can a royal brand survive on such shaky foundations? As these inconsistencies continue to pile up, the public's perception of Kate and the royal family is shifting. The once shimmering image is now tarnished with doubt and suspicion. This isn't just about a potential PR disaster, it's about the credibility of a centuries-old institution. As the spin spirals out of control, one wonders what will be the ultimate cost to the royal brand. To sum up, the royal world is in a state of flux with shifting narratives and public perception. We've witnessed the transformation of St. Kate into a mysterious figure, with an ever-changing cancer story that leaves more questions than answers. The public craves authenticity and transparency from their public figures, especially when they are poised to be future queen consort. Moreover, the shifting dynamics within the royal family, particularly the growing presence of Meghan Markle, only adds to the complexity of the situation. The media, once a staunch ally of Kate, has begun to question the inconsistencies in her narrative. The lesson here is clear. A royal brand built on silence, stoicism, and spin can't hold up indefinitely. The The silence becomes suspicious, the stoicism staged, and the spin spirals out of control. Thank you, Royaltelly family, for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, we're here to celebrate and support the Sussexes. Until next time, this is Chloe signing off.